All right, well, talking about commodities, talking about beef prices, talking about corn. Corn feeds beef. One restaurant chain, famous here in Chicago, 43% of their cost, well, it is beef. It's because it's a steakhouse. It's one of the most famous steakhouse names you know. Chris Artinian is the CEO of Morton's Restaurant Group. Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Nice to see you here in Chicago instead of in New York.
Yes, nice to have you here. Welcome.
Yeah, he's a New York guy, but you have based yourself here. Let's talk about the restaurant industry overall. Sandra just talking about cattle, talking about grains, everything else. Those prices have been rising.
Really?
You've had to raise, yeah, no kidding, Cheryl. You've had to raise your prices, though. How have your customers been reacting to that?
You know, you may have heard me said before that we, in our segment, we're in the luxury segment, we have a little bit of price elasticity. We did a good job last year of kind of forecasting where things were, took some pricing at the beginning of the year. We've been able to stay pretty stable, and we took some modest pricing, again, about 1% in October to offset. But, you know, commodities and beef have been up, you know, 15–16% at points.
You've got 77 locations right now, Chris, and you had told me last time that we spoke earlier this year that you were looking to expand, in particular, really hoping to kind of double your presence in the Asian market. Is that still the plan, considering what's happening with the global economy?
It absolutely is. We actually relocated a Dallas location domestically, and we signed a new lease for relocation in Tysons Corner, Virginia. But Asia is definitely very much in play. We're very close. I'm headed out there, matter of fact, November 9th, and looking forward to move us forward out there in that part of the world. It's still very exciting for us.
Another thing that many of our viewers may not know about Morton's, in particular, you've got a huge restaurant right in Midtown Manhattan, right in New York. You're near all the big banks. You're near Barclays, you're near Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. I got to ask you how that business is, because there's a lot of reports now we're going to see more layoffs on Wall Street. Maybe the protesters are going to get their way by the end of the year. How does that affect you?
Well, you know what? We've been fortunate again. We're on 45th Street, right in Midtown, near Grand Central Station, and I think people still need to get out and entertain. You know, despite what's going on with the markets and with unemployment, people need to continue to sell, and we're a great place to do that. So I think we're going to hold strong.
$55 for a porterhouse steak here in Chicago, is that right?
Best money can buy.
The best money can buy. Well, you got a lot of competition here in Chicago. But let me ask you this. Do you think that you're going to have to make another increase, in particular for that signature steak, considering what we're seeing in the pits today?
I think the pricing we just took, which was about 1%, is going to certainly get us through the end of the year. We'll reevaluate it. I mean, the bubble they've been talking about with beef pricing and certainly has not burst. So we're going to keep a close eye to it, but we're also very conscious of where the consumer is. If you think about where inflation is, around 14–15% with commodities and beef, we've been pretty modest at around 4% for the year. So.
Final word before I let you go. Last time we talked, your board had said that they were open to strategic options. You wouldn't tell me anything back then in March. Anything to report today? Is Morton's going to be bought out? Well,
I can't comment on that, and we're still going through the process, but really no changes since last time.
Another no comment from Chris Artinian. Next time I'm going to get you on that one. Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Well, we will see what the future of Morton Steakhouse is, of course, and if there's going to be any type of buyout of that company. They've been at it for months. But back here.